Welcome to your daily 5-minute crypto brief with Satoshi and Nova. Today is July 23rd, 2025. I am Nova.
I am Satoshi. It really has been a dynamic day or so. The overall market, it's been a bit mixed, but sentiment firmly in greed. The crypto fear and greed index actually hit 74.
74. Okay, so people are feeling pretty bullish then.
Definitely. And you see Bitcoin gained about, 1.5%, trading near $119,000. Binance Coin, BNB, jumped 2.5%, around $790. It even hit new all-time highs near $799.
Wow, new ATHs for BNB. But not everything was up.
No, exactly. Ethereum dipped about 1%, and XRP softened maybe 1.5%. So a bit of divergence there.
Okay, so cautious optimism overall. But something that really caught my eye, and it's kind of a classic crypto sign. Meme coins are surging again. What's happening there? Bonk up nearly 8% daily, 72% weekly. That's huge.
It is huge. Yeah, Bonk got a boost from a big token burn for reducing supply. And their Let's Bonk launchpad actually overtook a rival platform. So real activity there. Floki also added 4.5% daily. That was driven by some milestones in their play-to-earn game.
So it's not just pure hype this time. There's some substance.
Well, maybe a bit more substance, or at least specific catalysts. And get this, the whole meme coin market cap, it ballooned to $72 billion in July. That's up 29% from last month. It shows that retail speculation, that appetite for high-risk plays, is definitely back.
Right, often a sign of market froth, perhaps. Okay, let's shift gears from speculation to regulation. The SEC gave us a real head spinner this week. They, approved a Bitwise spot ETF?
Yeah, briefly. Late Tuesday, they approved the proposal to convert Bitwise's crypto index fund to a spot ETF. But then, minutes later, the commissioners unanimously stayed that approval. Just like that.
Whiplash is right. What did that do to the market immediately?
Yeah, it definitely rattled things. Bitcoin and Ethereum fell back about 1.6% from their highs that day. It just underscores how unpredictable the SEC can be on this stuff.
And the action in D.C. didn't stop there, right? We got a new draft bill from the Senate. Scott and Lemus.
That's right. A 35-page discussion draft on crypto market structure. It shows, there's this push, maybe a legislative sprint, as some are calling it, to get something done.
Okay, so what's new in this draft? I heard about this term, ancillary asset.
Exactly. That's the key term. It tries to define a type of token linked to an investment, but isn't strictly a security itself. Like, it doesn't give you dividends or direct company ownership. And the really interesting part, it proposes letting issuers self-certify these tokens aren't securities.
Self-certify? How would that work?
The SEC would then have 60 days to object or veto that classification. So it could streamline things for new projects, maybe avoid some immediate securities law headaches. Or it could just set up new fights with the SEC.
Potentially faster, but still with an SEC backstop. How did the market take this news?
Pretty positively, actually. Altcoins like Solana and Chainlink saw a nice spike after the draft came out.
Interesting. But, given how long these things take, maybe temper expectations.
Oh, absolutely. It's a discussion draft. A long way to go. But it's a signal. And speaking of signals, we also heard from Fed Chair Powell. He talked about bank capital needing to keep pace with innovation.
Okay. How does that connect?
Well, the bond market reacted. The 10-year Treasury yield fell to a 2-week low. Lower yields generally help risk assets, so it gave a bit of a tailwind to Bitcoin and even the S&P 500.
Got it. So many moving parts. Okay, let's talk about the whales, the big money. This Satoshi-era whale story sounds almost mythical, dormant for 14 years.
It's pretty incredible. An address untouched since 2011 suddenly moves 80,000 Bitcoin this month. That's nearly $9.5 billion? The final big chunk, over 40,000 BTC, went to an address linked to Galaxy Digital, and then some got routed onto exchanges like Coinbase.
Wow, so the immediate fear is a massive sell-off.
That's always the fear when old coins move to exchanges, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely gives the market pause. But it could also be strategic, maybe moving into institutional custody, diversifying, not necessarily dumping immediately. Still, it's a huge amount.
And that wasn't the only major flow, was it? We saw a huge inflow to exchanges, too.
Yes, on July 17th, over 60,000 Bitcoin flowed into exchanges. That's the biggest daily inflow in a year. We're somewhere between $7 and $7.5 billion. And it happened right as Bitcoin peaked over $122,000.
Timing seems pretty deliberate there. Profit-taking at the peak.
Looks very much like it. Major holders capitalizing on those highs. But then, just 2 days later, July 19th, you saw the opposite. A massive outflow from Coinbase.
Okay, how big?
About 7,743 BTC, worth around $916 million, moved off Coinbase to a brand new wallet. Now, that is usually seen as bullish. suggests maybe long-term holding, self-custody, not immediate selling pressure.
So big money taking profits, but maybe also big money moving into storage, a real mix.
Exactly, a complex picture.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? We've seen regulatory curveballs, meme coin madness, and these absolutely colossal whale movements. Sentiment seems optimistic, maybe cautiously so. The bull cycle feels like it's still going.
But the volatility risks are definitely rising. You see these big players taking profits near the highs. That warrants caution. Overbought conditions in some areas, plus these profit-taking whales. It wouldn't take much for sentiment to flip if the next catalyst disappoints.
Right. So the final thought for you today is, what stands out most to you from all these shifts? And maybe more importantly, how might you adjust your own approach to managing risk in what's clearly still a very dynamic, very fast-moving market? Stay nimble out there and stay vigilant. Enjoyed the brief? Please like and subscribe. We deliver fresh market updates, macro signals, and crypto news daily in just 5 minutes. Live streams coming soon. Stay tuned.